Sorry. I haven't started yet. No, I haven't started. I haven't switched it over yet.
Yay! I love it. Yay! I love it.
Oh. Ooh. Hello.
Oh, did it break again? Oh, mythology.
Oh, there we go. All right.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Same as a Beer podcast. I'm your host, your main host, of course. My sidekick over here, Matt. This is Thomas. We're here every Wednesday, so I hope you guys are ready for some interesting conversations today. I do have stuff to talk about for once that I kind of prepared for. So I hope you're ready. And it's something I brought up before, so it's not a blindside.
I guarantee we're not going to talk about any of it. So
I'm going to
we're going to get talking about something else, and then we're going to get into something else, and that's how it always seems to happen.
As every person above 30 knows, that's usually how it goes when you talk to your buddies. Anyways, we're just going to get right into it because it's one of those Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of those Wednesdays. Next 2 weeks from now, we'll have a special treat for you guys. And I'll be at location for the filming of our horror movie in Spain. Matt doesn't know about it yet, but that's where we'll be filming our horror movie. Matt doesn't even know we're doing a horror movie, actually, but we'll be filming it in Spain. So I'll be there, and we'll get some views going. So.
Whatever.
Not doing hard liquor today, but I got a buzzball.
Okay.
Also, got the Jack and Coke Cherry.
Like cherry Coke? Or like...
Yeah, Jack and Cherry Coke is a can, pre-mixed. It tastes about as well as you would think it would. So I'm going to force those down today, too, but no biggie. In any case, welcome everybody. Hope you're ready for a very interesting time. Apparently a Galactic Federation exists. I do want to talk about that too.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to take a shot first.
Absolutely. Please go for it.
Because I always bring hard liquor because it's called shots, not buzzballs. But user. My shot is going to go out to all the people living in the Midwest right now going through a long, terrible cold spurt. I don't think it's gotten above 0 in a week. And so cheers to all you, and cheers to all the people who still walk their dogs in this weather. No way is that fucking happening for me. My dogs, they don't even want to go for a walk. But there's people that are out there walking their dogs every day. So cheers to you. Cheers to everybody surviving the cold.
Surviving the cold the best way you can with liquor. I actually have one on deck for this one, so I'm pretty proud of it. This shot goes out to the American Hockey League, specifically the American Hockey Team, for putting your foot in those hosers' asses and breaking it off. I think there was 3 fights within the first 2 minutes.
9 seconds.
9 seconds, even better.
Know your facts if you're going to talk about it.
And the whole big thing is, no one was really mad about the trash talking because we're shit talkers ourselves. But booing the national anthem, I think you've learned your lesson. Canada, go fuck yourself.
That was actually a topic I did want to speak about today because I thought it is. Segue. You should get like a soundboard and you should like play funny sounds when we say like segue and it says that.
And like technical difficulties, it's just like a mariachi band and like a screen that goes over. We'll be right back.
So yeah, like how badass are those dudes?
Oh,
The American hockey team, like they go up, they're in Canada at a Canadian, playing the Canadian team. And these motherfuckers decide that they're going to boo the American national anthem. Do you think they had a conversation about it before the game, like between the penalty?
I think a few people had the idea and it just spread like wildfire.
Well, I mean, because obviously 3 fights in 9 seconds in the first 9 seconds of the game, not just like there was a break and then 9 seconds there was 3 fights. The first 9 seconds, the first one happened in the first 2 seconds. They did the opening puck drop and a dude threw his gloves down and threw his stick and said, "Let's go, motherfucker."
I love that.
Like,
that's awesome.
Like, and so there's 2 things about that. One, what an amazing sport to allow 2 people in the middle of a match to just stop and go, "You know what? Fuck you. We're doing this."
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. That's fucking dope. And then it's sanctioned, right? You're not going to kill each other, right?
Nope.
No one takes it too far. You get it out. You go do your penalty, and then you come back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fucking dope.
Oh, it's so awesome. But then, like I said, how awesome of these dudes. Like, you can shit talk me, you can badmouth the team. You don't boo my fucking national anthem.
Crazy disrespectful.
Like, but the fact that those dudes were just like in fucking away territory, like, I mean, that is the most equivalent of like being surrounded as you can be in modern terms. Like,
yeah, I mean, they were, and they just didn't care. Didn't give a fuck.
Not one fuck was given by those dudes.
It's like, we're beating ass. I'm beating cheeks. It's either yours or your mom's. Pick. I thought it was
so awesome. Yeah, it was an amazing moment, and I think they have a rematch again tomorrow night.
Oh, perfect. We can't lose.
No. And I don't even know why the U.S. was playing Canada. I don't even know how the U.S. has a hockey team when there's the NHL. But,
it's supposed to like breed, like increase cohesion between the 2 countries. It's supposed to be like this nice gesture, peaceful thing. We're all in this together, and it's just fucking beating each other up.
But could you imagine if that was any other sport? Like if basketball was out there and they booed the national anthem?
No, they don't have enough black
guys. A lot of those NBA people would probably be fucking booing them with them. The NBA players?
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean,
which I don't understand at all, but whatever.
Like, you want to talk about fucking true blood Americans? It's hockey players.
Hockey. Yeah, I don't know. I loved it though. Seeing that, it was of course I saw it on TikTok, right? Like most of us.
Of course.
I like watching hockey. It's one of the few sports I'll actually go to a game and watch and enjoy.
Oh, it's super fun live. Like there was advertisements for our local. We've got like a high school team. It's like hockey's weird. Like, I don't know if you have one of these teams, but like they're high school kids, but they're like next level. So like these kids get recruited to these teams. So like we have a team here in Sioux Falls, Omaha, they're, over the Midwest. But these kids leave, if they get picked up, let's say they're from San Antonio and they get picked up by the Sioux Falls Stampede. they would come up here and live and go to school, and the Stampede has host families who bring these kids in and let them live with them for the year while they play for the team, and like they play hockey and they go to school, and it's like a really interesting
I think that's awesome.
program.
I think that's fucking the tits.
Yeah. And it's like, and they're really they're like a good program too. Like it's good hockey to watch.
I believe it.
But then the other cool part is like Sioux Falls is kind of that awkward stage where we're not definitely big enough for a professional team by any means. But we've also got, a somewhat decent sized city so we can fill up an arena. And so we've got like a nice arena. Like the Omaha team, Omaha's bigger, so they've got bigger stuff. And so they've got like these little rinky-dink rings that they play in. Like when they come to Sioux Falls, like our stadium, our Premier Center is like one of the nicest that they play in.
That is pretty cool.
So, but yeah, after I saw the fight and then they announced on the radio, they're like, yeah, there's a Stampede game on Saturday. I'm like, maybe I need to go to a hockey game on Saturday.
Hockey games are worth it, in my opinion. I have a good time whenever I go to a hockey game. And the road.
Beer. There's always potential for a fight. I mean,
the game is actually fast-paced and interesting. You know, like it holds my interest for long periods of time. So I'll always go watch a hockey game.
Well, and somebody put it best that like there's a lot of sports, basketball, baseball, you can go out there and you can be good enough at it that you can kind of go through the motions and not like, you don't have to show up to every game.
Yeah.
Hockey is so much about passion that like you can't not show up to the game.
Yeah.
Like I would say that's one of the few sports where like, yeah, when you get to those next level, they're all going to be somewhat close, but there's a guy that's going to be a little bit maybe less skilled than some other guys, and with their passion and intensity is going to be outplay some of the better skilled guys just through that.
Absolutely.
So
now I'm going to go look for a hockey game. God damn it. And hockey is a sport like I wish I would have been able to play as a kid, but the barrier of entry is so expensive.
It is.
It is prohibitively
super
expensive. Which
you could have been a wrestler. It's super cheap to be a wrestler. Shoes and a singlet.
My brother still catches shit to this day about his singlet.
Why?
Because we were all, and this wrestling was not something we were exposed to in Texas like at all, right? Especially growing up.
Yeah.
So we're in Korea, and he joins the wrestling team, and I was playing volleyball at the time, right? Men's volleyball, or I guess boys volleyball. It was high school, and I got less shit than he did the moment
that makes no sense.
The moment he pulled out the singlet from the bag, and it was like fucking that big at the dinner table. Oh my god. Oh, we were just dying of laughter. And then this is my brother Carlos, and he got body slammed at his first meet, and he never recovered.
Well, they actually wrestle a different style than we do. Like, I don't know if you know that, but there's different styles of wrestling.
No idea.
Like, most of the world either wrestles freestyle or Greco-Roman. And like the majority of our young kids, high school and college, they have seasons for freestyle and Greco-Roman, but most of them wrestle what's called folk style.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
I didn't know. I mean, it makes sense. It's a form of martial art, I guess. Supposedly, like allegedly. I don't know. It's one of the oldest sports in the world.
Yeah, wrestling.
But back in the day, the Greeks did it naked, so.
Yeah. And that was probably Greco-Roman. I actually understand what their differences are now, so it's kind of nice.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's just not something we were exposed to. And for me, volleyball was just a way to keep in better shape in time for soccer season.
Yeah. Volleyball's fun. I played a lot of volleyball.
I know you like volleyball. That's why I'm like, which, by the way...
I just find it super funny that you got less shit than your brother did for going out and basically volunteering to go get the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah,
like when you practice wrestling, you're volunteering to get the shit kicked out of you for practice.
And the big thing for him at that time too was it was all about weight.
Yep.
So like he was always grumpy because he was never eating because he was trying to make weight.
Yeah, that I don't like. That was one thing about like big reason why I didn't wrestle is because there was back in the 90s and 2000s there was still a lot of weight cutting.
Yes.
And
it was really unhealthy.
Very, very unhealthy. But now, like I had quite a few kids that didn't play football with us because they didn't want to bulk up for football, you know, to try and gain muscle and be better at football, and then have to go through and cut 30 to 40 pounds so they could make wrestling at their, you know, 140 or 150 or whatever it was.
Hell no.
And so they just said, well, I'll just stay lean and wrestle.
Yeah. And I mean, to each your passion, like whatever you like.
To each your own.
I like soccer, right? That was my sport. So I did cross country in the fall because we only had soccer in the spring, volleyball in the winter, soccer in the summer or in the spring, and then practice the whole time though.
See, and now like it's crazy how much one-dimensional people are with their sports now.
Yeah, they only do the one all season long, all year long.
Yeah, all year long. Like I have a niece that plays soccer, and I was actually surprised. This was the first time that she'd ever played another sport, and I went and watched her play volleyball this year as an 8th grader. Other than that, she's been 100% soccer all the time.
It's such a technical sport too, or it can be, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It was definitely my favorite, which brings up the point. I finally convinced Holly to start watching Ted Lasso.
Ooh, yeah.
Last Saturday, we started at 11 after we watched The Gorge, which if you haven't seen it yet, it's on Apple TV. Highly recommend.
Watched that one yet.
Great movie.
Okay.
Miles Teller. Perfect movie.
I do enjoy Miles Teller.
Not perfect, but just a good movie. Like I sit down with the wife. There's no titties or anything in it, so you're good.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Well,
I've decided because of how much smut my wife likes to read. She claims that she likes fantasy, but they just happen to have smut in
porn.
them. I'm only going to watch movies now with porn in them.
Listen, men watch porn, women read it.
Anytime we watch movies now, I'm going to find movies with inappropriate scenes in them, even though I find them awkward.
They're so awkward. This has the casual fade to black, like the normal stuff.
Yeah,
you'll really enjoy it. It's got that paranormal mystery, fantasy, but also like modern day tactics and firearms. It's just two really good characters and like a strong female character that doesn't need saving and a strong male character that doesn't need a saver. They just work together. Like it's perfect.
What's wrong with somebody needing to be saved?
Well, it's like an even partnership. It's like I don't know. You just have to watch it. You'll see what I mean. Like it's perfect.
Well, but what I'm saying is, what's wrong with somebody needing to be saved? Like
I don't know. It seems a
little. Are you a feminist now? To where?
Oh, I've always been a feminist, Matt. Please.
Seems about right.
Obviously, yes, always. But we started watching Ted Lasso at 11, and I was like, I wanted you to watch one episode. We'll just throw it on. I think you'll really like it. We stayed up till 4:00 in the morning because she just kept saying one more episode.
A great freaking show. Did you guys finish it then?
No. Not the first season. Those episodes are long.
I think I watched it in a week.
They're like 40-minute episodes.
Yeah.
But there's just never a dull moment, and it's so wholesome and so real. I'm like, love it.
It is. Yeah, and it's got just such good. Like anytime I see clips of it on TikTok, I always watch them because they're always so good.
Like the darts or.
Yep, the dart one.
When Nate gives everyone shit for how they're playing.
Yep, that's a good one.
It's just so many good
things. The one today where Jamie tells you've watched the whole show, right?
Nope, just the first season.
Okay. Well, at one point, Jamie tells them that they're doing something wrong. And Ted's up in front talking. And he's like, I couldn't grow a beard because, if it was me and beard, we would have looked like a ZZ Top cover band. And Roy goes, it would have been called Sharp Dressed Men. God, I hate what you fucking done to me.
I love Roy. He's so good.
And then another one he talks, he was like, you would have had, I grew a goatee, and before I got married, Coach Beard came up to me and said, "You need to shave it. You look like you just got done eating out uh Bigfoot's asshole." And what did he call it? Uh he goes, "Yeah, it would have been called Sasquatch. No, what? How did he say it? Sasquatch." And he goes, "God, I just can't fucking stop."
Just the writing is superb. Like, it's phenomenal.
Did you know Roy is actually one of the writers for it?
That makes sense.
And like he traditionally wasn't an actor, like he was a writer,
Yeah.
and was like, "I think I can play this part.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do it."
Yeah. Fuck it. And it worked really well. I love Roy.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? Keely is not hot.
She is it by their standard.
She is not.
By England standard, fuck. There's a term for the kind of girl she is. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yes, that's what in England what they consider incredibly attractive. That's like our Megan Fox kind of look, or like our Kim Kardashian, like that heavy makeup and.
I don't like Kim
advanced.
Kardashian either.
No, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people in England like that style. Do you know what I mean? There's a word for it. Fuck, I can't remember what it is, but yes.
Ugly.
But Keely's a good character too.
She's a good character, but just not hot.
No.
Like most of the other women in the show are better looking than she is.
But you also like a more naturally pretty woman.
Yeah.
Natural features, less makeup.
Mm-hmm.
She's the opposite.
You mean real people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy real people.
No, it's a good show. I can't wait to continue it with her because she just gets the biggest kick out of it.
Yeah. Have you watched Shrinking? Highly recommend that one, also on Apple TV.
Well, what I found is there's a lot of really good
Jason
shows
Segel.
there.
Yeah, Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. Jason Segel is a shrink, and his wife had passed away, and he's got a kid, and he's basically going through the mental breakdown. It starts with after him kind of hitting rock bottom after his wife passing away.
Happens.
And like slowly trying to build himself back up. Great fucking show as well.
Okay, I'll give it a
highly recommend.
I've come to find out that that Apple TV just has a lot of really good shows.
Yeah, and they're all fairly new because like if you got Apple TV like 3 years ago, there was nothing on there. Like it was not worth even buying. So
I heard Silo was good. A couple more.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. Needed some stuff to watch for that flight to Spain.
Yeah.
So there is something I wanted to talk about today.
Do it to it, Laws.
Who is your favorite sidekick?
Jelly.
Who?
Jelly.
Jelly.
Yep.
Okay. Who's your favorite comic book sidekick?
Oh. I mean, I was just going to say, because you can't have like just a peanut butter sandwich. You got to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Sidekick, you fucking piece of shit. Like, what character is that? I don't know. You know who that is?
Best sidekick ever. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Whoa, jelly's the star of the show, not peanut butter.
No.
Peanut butter's the sidekick.
Peanut butter is the star.
Small smear of peanut butter, big lump of jelly.
You don't make your PB&Js right.
You don't make yours right, apparently.
Both sides of the bread are covered in peanut butter. Jelly in the middle.
No, that's too much peanut butter.
It's not.
It is. It's
peanut
gross.
butter. Even Ted Lasso keeps his jar of peanut butter open on his counter so he can walk by and stick his finger in.
I don't like peanut butter that much. I barely like peanut butter at all. It has to be with jelly. Comic book
My favorite. See, that's hard for me because I don't read a lot of.
No, but
I read a lot of comic books. I mean, I don't read any comic books.
You've seen shows and stuff. Like there's sidekicks. They're just not outwardly like known, like said that they're sidekicks, but they're sidekicks. Plenty of them.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be for a completely different reason, but my favorite sidekick is Shane.
From The Walking Dead?
Yes.
He's a sidekick. I'd consider him a sidekick.
He's 100% a sidekick.
Absolutely. Not what I was going for, but...
Who then turns into a bad guy. But I thought he was a fantastic sidekick. He did such homey moves. After he knew Rick was dead, he went and took his wife and kid and got him safe. Made sure the wife was well taken care of. I mean, what a good sidekick.
He just fucked that wife, though, you know?
Yeah, that's what I meant by take care of her.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he did. A good example of a sidekick that you're probably really familiar with is Bucky.
Bucky has his own show and movie now, though. So is he a sidekick?
He doesn't have his own show and movie, does he? Bucky Barnes?
He did the show with the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That was still the Falcon was the main character of that. That's still Bucky being a sidekick.
And now he's starring in the Thunderbolts, which is coming out.
Oh, I didn't know that. So that's okay.
I'm not saying he's not a sidekick, because he definitely was Captain America's number 2.
And there's always that thing where it's like sidekicks can become like their own heroes, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at Shane. Shane became his own hero.
I guess he did.
You know?
But Bucky Barnes, I say Bucky as an example because I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Bucky was the first sidekick. I'm like in like the 60s. I'm pretty sure Bucky was like the first one.
I would think it would have been Robin.
I think it's, I'm going to search it. I think it's Bucky because I think Captain America came before Batman and Superman.
Maybe in the comic book world. I guess I don't know.
Well, yeah, duh. Okay, that's in the story of Gilgamesh. I don't know. I don't need that. We all know Gilgamesh. Oh, it could be Robin.
In 1940s, DC Comic introduced comics' first teenage sidekick, Robin. In the 40s.
So, 1941. So he's the first Marvel sidekick. Robin beats him by a year. Which they probably got the idea from Batman and Robin. Obviously.
Yeah.
Which is the most iconic superhero sidekick duo.
Oh, 100%.
No one can question that Batman and Robin is the most iconic sidekick superhero of all time. And one of my personal favorites. Because there's more because there's more than one. Right? And they each have their own stories. You've got Nightwing, the Red Hood. I think it's just Tim Drake at that point. I don't think he's anything special yet. Yeah, like just so many different ones, and they all go through so many different changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And they talk about like how Batman has his own plan to kill every superhero, right? Like a superhero defeat plan. All their weaknesses, how to take them down if they ever turn evil. He doesn't have one for himself. He just has a folder, and in the folder it says Robin.
So he has a plan to kill Robin.
No, the plan to kill Batman if he goes evil is use Robin.
Oh.
All of the Robins.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Harley Quinn, I think technically is a sidekick. I wouldn't really count that though.
To the Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bad guys. I did always like Arsenal or Speedy from the Green Arrow.
Oh, yep.
And he had a really good story arc about like addiction and drugs and crime, and like they did it really well in the comics, and even in the show they did a pretty good job.
Who was Barry Allen's sidekick?
So that's going to be in the show you have a couple, but in the comics you had Wally West.
Yeah, Wally West was who I was thinking of. Because Wally West was the other speedster.
Yes.
Although in the show they had the brown guy that Cisco, that I couldn't think of his name. It's been a while since I watched that. But he ended up developing powers, and yeah, he was a good character.
I think he's him and Diggle from Green Arrow. I think they were completely original characters.
Okay, I
And
can see that.
good ones too. Diggle was such a
Yeah.
good original character. They added him to the Green Arrow comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Um, PETA. PETA was a sidekick in the Hunger Games.
I guess. So was Rue,
He was
technically.
100. I was going to say Rue was probably the saddest sidekick death.
No. The Red Hood Robin? Is that Tim Drake? No. Dick Grayson? When Joker beats him to death and Batman leaves him and arrests the Joker instead of killing him? Oh, yeah. The Joker beat a Robin almost to death and blew up a building around him, and Batman thought he was dead, and instead of killing the Joker, arrested him, took him to Arkham. That Robin ends up healing, training with guns, and becomes a vigilante that kills villains. He's fucking dope, too. Let me get his name. Jason Todd. That's right. Jason Todd was like another one that just he adopted. He was always really troubled, so it's not really a big like surprise that he kind of went a little dark. But yeah.
Fair enough.
And then what they did was Hawkeye and what's her name? I can't remember.
Black Widow.
No, Hawkeye and his protege, who also becomes Hawkeye, just purple. Well, I mean, the original Hawkeye is purple, but she had her own show on Apple TV, and it was really good.
You mean Disney Channel?
Yeah, the Disney Plus.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think we watched the show.
Yeah, she's a really good one too. And then the blonde Russian underneath Black Widow was really good. But those are just actors.
She's part of the Thundercat or the Thunderbolts.
Oh, so is that like
Black Widow's sister?
Are they recreating the old Thunderbolts with new heroes?
I don't know if it's new heroes, but the preview that I saw had Bucky, the guy who plays Hopper in Stranger Things. You know what I'm talking about? The sheriff?
Yeah.
He plays like a Russian type guy with a beard in it.
Oh, so like the Russian Captain America.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he's in that movie, the Black Widow movie.
Yeah, was that what? Okay, yep. Alexei, I want to say his name is, or something like that. And then it's got Black Widow's sister,
which is awesome. I love her. I love that actress.
The Captain America, the one that was in the show that took over for Captain and then killed somebody.
Yeah.
And so it's all like all these people with like troubled pasts and like them coming together.
That could be good.
It looked solid because we did go see the new Captain America movie.
So did my sister. She said it was really good.
I am going to disagree with your sister. Yeah.
All right.
Like and obviously they set the bar really, really high, with Endgame, and I mean, those were huge movies.
I felt like they were on the right track with the shows. They were doing really good. Loki was really good. The Hawkeye spinoff was really good. It's all really good. Yep. And then She-Hulk came out and it went to shit.
I never watched She-Hulk.
You shouldn't.
But yeah, no, it was just, well, one, I didn't realize they actually tied it to, do you remember the Hulk with Edward Norton as the Hulk?
Yes, I remember.
And Liv Tyler?
Yeah.
They tied it to that movie.
Which is canon. That movie's canon for the Hulk's backstory.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. But the one guy, the main actor, well, like Liv Tyler's dad in that, the General Breed, I think it is. The actor who played him passed away, so that's why Harrison Ford took over.
Well, I like Harrison Ford, but that's still pretty sad.
Yeah. But then, like, the guy, I don't know if you remember in that movie, Mr. Blue, who tries to help him figure out a cure.
Kind of. It's been a long time. since
He
2019.
was another scientist that was trying to do it, and he sent him some of his blood. Well, he was just supposed to like try and figure out how to cancel the Hulk, and he ended up like doing research with it and like trying to grow things and like do shit with it.
No.
And then some of the blood got on him and affected his brain, and he then that's who is the bad guy in the new Captain America.
So
Spoiler if anybody, huh?
The Red Hulk?
Nope, he's not the Red Hulk. Red Hulk is Harrison Ford's character, General Reed.
Yeah. Do you know the name of the bad guy? Is it Modoc? Modoc.
No, it's starts with an S. Dr. Strass, something like that.
Samuel Stearns.
Stearns, Dr. Stearns. You will really appreciate, speaking of sidekicks and tying this all together, Captain America, how he was the Falcon and is now Captain America, gets his own sidekick and deems him the new Falcon.
Okay.
And he's brown.
Well, like brown or brown?
Brown.
Brown?
Like, yep.
Fuck yeah, finally. We got one, ladies and gentlemen, we got one.
I didn't, like, does that mean browns become the new black?
No, because we're not complaining about it. We just are happy when it happens. You know what I mean? You're just like,
Yeah.
There's no Indian superheroes. There's Kamala Khan, but she's only in a video game.
Like Indians with a dot or the feather?
The dot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no...
Yeah.
But again, they're not complaining about it. They're just happy when it happens.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
There was the one guy from the Eternals.
Nobody watched that.
I watched it.
I didn't.
Just because it had two guys from Game of Thrones in it.
See, nobody watched that. That's the weird part of comics, right there, like with the gods and the space and yes. I like it when it's simple. Again, that's why Spider-Man's my favorite because he just shows up and whoops ass.
Well, and that I think is why I don't get into comics that much because with how much you just talked about, that's one comic book. You were just talking about Batman and Robin. And how many different Robins, and then how many different spin-offs, and getting to reading all of those.
Oh, you can.
But then to have the knowledge, to know where each path goes and how each one goes, it is so much fucking stuff.
Oh yeah. For me, it's what interests me, like the characters that I'm really interested in, and then I'll look into their stuff. And listen to an anthology or two and just have a good time. Okay, but not comic books. In media in general, your favorite sidekick in all of media.
In all of media, favorite sidekick. Conan O'Brien's second guy. What's his name? Andy Richter?
I never watched Conan O'Brien.
I'm pretty sure it's Andy Richter, and he is fucking such a solid number 2 for Conan O'Brien.
Okay. Not what I thought this was going to go, but I'll take it.
Who's your favorite?
I technically have two. One that's very well known, and one that you'll have no fucking idea who he is.
Because that's a fucking anime thing?
Nope. So, Samwise, I think, is just the best friend a man can have. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
he's not extraordinary by any means. He's just a hobbit, like a regular hobbit.
Yep.
I always respected Samwise, always liked him. That was something I, enjoyed. And then it's going to be Rory Pond from series Doctor Who.
Okay.
He was also just a regular dude who got pulled into all these shenanigans because of his girlfriend and then wife. She gets he gets turned into a robot. She gets trapped in a box that opens in 10,000 years. And they have time travel. They can time travel. But there's like a sliver of a chance that someone tries to break into that box or something happens to the box and she dies. And so because he's a robot who can't repair himself, can't fall asleep or anything like that, he sits there and he waits for the box to open for 10,000 years. He defends her from all sorts of things, natural disasters and everything, and he just sits and waits. And I like him for that. It was a complete like change from how the character was portrayed for the longest time because he was always kind of meek, kind of meh, kind of not about the adventure. And then his wife was in danger. I'll wait. And he fought off armies doing it. Like he became a badass afterwards. But the only reason he was is because of his wife.
Severo Barker
Oh,
was a
I
badass sidekick.
forgot. Yeah, you're right. That's the homie.
100%.
Like no better. No, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Yeah. And I love what they did with his character and where they like he questioned the Reaper's like leadership, and he was going through all these changes. I thought that was really cool.
Well, I loved like the even like in the second book, was it Iron Gold?
Yeah.
No, the third book. After he gets when he gets out of the box and Severo's been leading everything.
Yeah.
And he has such a personal like identity crisis because he'd always just been the goblin. And then to try to put on this leadership hat and like what a real thing for a person to go through and like real experiences like that people have gone through.
I agree. It doesn't portray it as well.
I actually just got this for Valentine's Day.
That's a badass Valentine's Day gift.
Like it was just such a real moment for like a character to have gone through. Like I'm supposed to be this leader. I'm supposed to take this over of who my dad was, and I can't be him. And like coming to that realization, like you can't be the leader that they were. You have to be your own. And it was just being somebody who's gone through something similar to that. It was just such a real experience.
It is. It's so awesome.
So he could probably be one of my favorite sidekicks.
Yeah, I can see that. I changed my mind. I changed my answer.
I mean, and he's always down to clown too, like fucking getting shot out of a fucking torpedo cannon with him, and like just all sorts of just dumb shit.
And he's just like, yeah, okay, fuck it, boss, let's do it.
Yep.
Oh, that's an original number one right there. Of course, like if you search most popular sidekicks, you get like Chewbacca and Ron Weasley and stuff, but they don't compare. Just because they're like historically sidekicks doesn't mean they're good ones.
I mean, Chewbacca was a good sidekick.
Yeah.
But I mean, Goose. He just didn't have. Goose died.
He did.
If anything, Iceman was a sidekick.
Iceman was a rival.
But he at the end, you can be my wingman anytime. A wingman's a sidekick.
No, a wingman is in the Air Force. A wingman is like your partner.
Sidekick.
No. But yeah, I thought that would get us some pretty good conversations going. Sidekicks are such an interesting thought process because everyone wants to be the hero, the number one, but most of the time we're just sidekicks. Most of the time we're not even that. We're just NPCs. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
So, because you brought up NPCs, we got about 10 minutes left. I got something I want to talk about.
Okay.
How much of media content, TikToks, radio shows, things along those lines, do you think are scripted?
Oh, a lot. A lot. More than you think, but less than 90%.
Because, like, I've been watching, I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff with, what is it, Brooke and Jubal in the morning?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning!
With second date updates and stuff.
Now, some
Or,
of those
like-
are legit.
I don't think that any of them are.
So I looked into one specifically, and it was the guy whose girl, like, was a misconnection from years ago. They ended up having a one-night stand, and she got pregnant.
Okay.
And she has a social media presence, and you can look, and it's real. The daughter's real, like, he's real, she's real.
But was it,
That's-
like, on their actual show?
I
Like, you
think.
watched the Brooke and Jubal episode?
I mean, I saw it on TikTok, which made me look into it.
Or did they just, like, after the fact, like, hear about this story and were like, cool, we should have actors portray this and
It's very
pretend to
possible.
call in and want to get a second update on this and da 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 da.
It's very possible.
You know, like, I think that's what it is. Like, I think that maybe some of this stuff actually happens, or they've just got people that create it. Because, like, I listened to one. It was actually on the radio today,
Mhm.
and it was a guy. His girlfriend wanted to have him prank call him, and apparently he's been going to this new frozen yogurt shop lately, and, like, going there a ton. And she went with him finally, and he's, like, getting all these free samples to try stuff. And he said he does it every time he goes in, gets in a bunch of free samples, and then buys a little bit of frozen yogurt and leaves. So they had the manager call him to tell him that they were going to no longer be giving him free samples and that they were going to start charging him for him. And he's, like, arguing with them, like, what are you talking about? You can't do this. Is this, like, what is going on? And I'd be like, if somebody called me and is like, hey, I'm the manager at this frozen yogurt shop, like, you've been coming in a lot. And I'd be like, yeah, you're a business. Am I not supposed to come in? And then, like, this guy's, like, getting upset. Like, what do you mean? You can't do that. And I'm like, if somebody was like, yeah, we can't give you any more free samples, I'd be like, cool, I just won't come in anymore. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'd probably hang up.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
I wouldn't, like, get pissed off and, like, start yelling at him. And, you know, and I'm just like,
That
I'm
is
listening to it actually live on the radio. And I'm like, there's no way this fucking person is real. There's no way.
Probably not.
There's no way somebody's reacting like this.
Yeah, I don't think that's pretty legit. But I've heard some that I think are real on the radio show here, just because of how boring they are.
Exactly. Like, I think if they're, like, super boring ones, then yeah, they probably are real.
Yeah, it's just,
And I think the rest of them that are the ones that you want to listen to are 100% fucking made up.
it's entertainment, you know.
Well, but they portray it as, like, actual things that have happened, which is the thing that,
That's just like found footage movies. Blair Witch Project was so popular because it was portrayed as like this really happened. It didn't.
yeah.
It's what gets the views, gets the clicks, gets the likes. Keeps the cash flow coming, you know. Sucks.
Well, or like what is it? The grandma who puts Mentos in her Coke, she's done that, like, fucking 19 times.
Yep.
And then makes the same reaction every time.
Oh yeah. But it
Like-
pays her bills.
Guess.
There's a guy that I watch that doesn't get a lot of views, and I think he needs millions.
Mhm.
Willet Sausage. He just puts whatever the top comment is to make into sausage casing, and he fries it on a pan.
Oh.
Some of them,
Okay, it took me a minute to figure out what you were saying.
some of it is actually really interesting. Like he did A5 Wagyu.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested if that would make a good sausage. It didn't.
Really?
It's super greasy because of all the fat content. Like the fat melts when you touch it. Like it's just so condensed.
Hmm.
So he said it was just really a greasy one. But like other ones, people had them put ice in sausage casing or mustard, and like just fucking stupid. But it's entertaining. It's still
Yeah.
just as fucking dumb, but I like watching it.
Fair enough.
He said one of the better ones he's ever done was pizza. He took slices of pizza, milled them down, stuffed it in sausage casing. He's like, just tasted like pizza. Pretty good, all things considered.
Thanks for the follow, the beer Jesus.
I love beer Jesus. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff, like, it's all about what's gonna get the clicks because that's what gets them paid, and I can kind of respect that, right? Because if I think it's fishy, I'm just not gonna watch it personally. I don't care. It's not gonna keep me up at night. So respect that. I respect your hustle at least a little bit.
How much do you like stuff on like TikTok and things like that? Do you
Very
like?
rarely.
Okay. Like I feel like a like for me on TikTok is like a chef's kiss.
Yeah, like I actually
you've
kind of
done
laugh at
something
this.
really well. Like, yeah, I laugh out loud. You're gonna get a like. I'm not just like, oh, that was cool. Like, oh, that was cool. Like,
No.
likes are very rare for me.
And even then, I'll go back through my likes to get that dopamine again every now and then. Like, watch the ones that I liked before. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I like this. Oh yeah, which is why the TikTok you made got a like from me because that made me laugh. That was funny.
It was pretty well done.
Yeah.
I don't know how I thought of it today too.
That was good. I was like, that mixes two things that are very niche for me, and it mixed them well, and I liked it.
Yeah. Well, and it worked well because yesterday the kids were home from school and the mailman dropped off, and the mailman must have been fucking pissed because I heard like stuff get dropped at the door.
Get thrown.
And I walk out there and there are seriously like 9 boxes. Majority of them are fucking books. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Doesn't she read on her Kindle?
Yes.
So they're trophies.
Yes.
It's awesome though. It's a good hobby to have. I mean, realistically.
Hardest part about TikTok is originality these days. It's either a fail or a trending cookie recipe. Yeah, trending cookie recipe. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I will say I do make a lot of recipes that I see on TikTok though.
Some of them are not good.
Yeah. I made some sourdough cinnamon rolls. The recipe that I got wasn't good. I think they could be good, but the recipe that I got wasn't.
The concept sounds good. My favorite are like the two Italian brothers with the smaller brother that film Italian recipes. Their stuff is really good. Really, I'll send it to you. Their stuff's really good. And then Nona Pia. I always watch Nona Pia stuff.
There was this Asian guy that I used to follow, and he had like a restaurant, and he showed like how to make like fried chicken and do different shit, and his was fucking good stuff too.
There's a couple good ones. There's like a Mexican dude. There's an Asian dude and a Mexican dude that I really like watching as well. They almost look goddamn identical. It's a little racist of me to say that, but like bigger fucking dudes with patchy beards and but their cooking's phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't want to see air fryer hacks. You're right. And I will say the TikTok shop has fucking really destroyed TikTok. Like, that's the other thing. You want to know the only time I ever see people doing cold... Well, there's 2 times you see people doing cold plunges. You want to know what those 2 times are?
What?
1, when they're trying to sell me a cold plunge.
Okay.
2, when it's a girl that's doing it in a white shirt.
Oh, yep. Yeah, and I've seen that a lot.
Those are the only 2 people that do cold plunges.
Do you have
like you don't see... Go ahead.
Do you have the ladies from Thailand in like dress shirts dancing on your TikTok live? I'll scroll and there's just like a lady from Thailand with like an open shirt. It's like right here, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I'll just scroll past it, but they keep coming up, or just like, random people in like skimpy outfits and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
Sure you do, buddy. Just randomly showed up. Haven't been looking at any Thai boys.
No.
Any lady boys.
Oh god, that's my biggest fear. When I was in Thailand, that was my biggest fear. You never know.
I come in you, you come on floor. It was beautiful. It's from The Hangover. I think The Hangover 2.
I should probably watch them since we're going to Vegas this weekend.
Fanta ads. I could see that.
Yeah, the ads are a little ridiculous for like the Nello fucking supplement powder drink, and it's just
Oh yeah, those have fucking exploded too.
it's just theanine and ashwagandha. Like it's nothing insane or crazy. You know, just like or the sea moss ashwagandha, the Shilajit.
I'm sorry for those of you who bought this yesterday because they just cut it in half.
Yeah, it's like
It's like fuck.
the
It's like a fucking used furniture store fucking ad anymore.
Because it works.
Like,
Because people have to buy it, right? Like, there's there's a reason they're doing it. Like, people have
to be falling for it.
oh, they have to. They have to be selling it and making money off of it.
I know someone sent me a hot dog coaster from the TikTok shop. Don't know who.
Every so often, I fall for stuff and buy it.
I love that damn coaster. It burns the bread though if I don't spray the bun side down with oil.
Or put butter on it. Maybe it's designed for butter,
Oh fuck!
but that could create a fire. So maybe you shouldn't do that.
It makes it harder to clean for sure, but that could still be really good. Some of it's just hard to clean. Yeah, I don't know. Just the gimmicks. The gimmicks for everything has been frustrating to just get overwhelmed with it. But sometimes you get something cool out of it. Like this came from the TikTok shop.
It's a dice tower.
Oh, nice!
It goes in the top.
Just a 3D printed dice tower.
Yeah, someone gave it to me for Christmas, and I really enjoy it. It was thoughtful. You know, I like ducks.
Yeah.
You know, I like D&D. Okay. And then
I bought the Neuro gum.
Is that any good? I didn't think so.
I didn't. It's not like I got it and I was like, holy shit, I'm full of fucking energy. I was like, cool, this is mint gum. I should go get a fucking Mountain Dew.
Which,
You know?
did I tell you what came to the Texas finally?
Baja Blast Mountain Dews.
The Mountain Dews, the hard Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
Super stoked.
So
It's been a wild time, Matt, for the internet.
life's a wild ride, buddy.
I was kind of excited for TikTok to go away, actually, to be honest with you.
Really?
It's
Why,
the
so you
last.
could start watching your reels on Instagram?
Nope, I don't have Instagram anymore
Oh.
or Facebook.
Oh.
TikTok was the last thing I'm holding on to, and I held on to it because, like, oh, it's going to get deleted. So when it's done, I'm done, right? Kind of like an addict. And then it didn't. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, one last good thing that came out of TikTok that I really enjoy. Chefs. There's a lot of chefs and line cooks that'll wear a GoPro as they're cooking and prepping food in the kitchen. And I really love seeing that. Like, first of all, my fat ass just likes seeing food on my screen at all times.
Oh, for sure.
But like seeing how they prep it at like a pub and stuff, and like how pre-made a lot of things are, it was very eye-opening.
Oh yeah, like
Like
yeah,
they
people
don't
don't understand.
they don't bread
like-
the chicken for your chicken patty.
No. When there's a reason that they call Olive Garden the fucking McDonald's of pasta.
And I love Olive Garden. I had it 2 days ago. That shit was delicious.
I'm not saying that there's anything bad about it, but I'm saying that when you get your pasta from them, it probably was made a week ago and put into a plastic bag and they fucking microwaved it.
Probably. Still yummy.
That's all I'm saying.
My pasta comes from a dried box, so I've made pasta noodles once. Awesome. They tasted great. Not worth the hours worth of work.
Yeah.
I'll take the box stuff any day. Whatever.
I thought about making sourdough noodles. Sourdough discard noodles. Thought about it.
I don't know. I don't know how that would taste.
I don't either. I've also seen people make crackers out of it too.
I could fuck with some sourdough crackers with some cheese and some meat, Mickleberry ham. Yeah, I can fuck with that.
Tomorrow I'm going to make my wife a lemon blueberry cream cheese sourdough loaf.
It sounds good.
We'll see. I don't like lemon, so I'm not going to eat any of it.
How do you not like lemon?
I don't like lemon.
It's like one of the best fruits in the world.
No, it's probably one of the worst, actually.
It's literally one of the most cooked fruits of the world.
Maybe. It also
Salt.
tastes like pledge.
Salt, pepper, acid. Those are the three components of cooking a good meal.
You know what else is an acid?
Limes.
Oranges. And it's also one of the best ones.
That adds a bit of sweetness that doesn't belong in all dishes.
Yeah, but I like orange.
I
Or I
should
just
give
don't
you.
use it. Acid.
I should give you my.
I could do lime. I can do lime. Lemon just reminds me of fucking pledge.
Lime is a little harsh, though. That's the problem with lime. I should send you my mojo pork recipe. It uses a lot of oranges for the marinade, and I think you'd really like it.
I just can't do an orange zest. 'Cause sometimes you get like a bite and it tastes like an orange peel, and that fucking
No.
ruins a dish for
Well,
me.
that depends on how you zest it. Gotta get
Every
the-
so often I'll be like eating Chinese orange chicken and you'll get
Mm.
like a piece of fucking like orange peel, and I'm just like, that's all I fucking taste now.
Yeah, and it stays for a while.
A long while. And then like 6 months later, I'll be like, ooh, I should try orange chicken again. And I'll eat it and I'll be like, oh, fuck, this is why. Fuck you, orange chicken. That's why I should stick with the fucking general.
All right, Matt.
All right. Well, this has been another fantastic episode of the Sammy's a Beer podcast. The Beer Jesus, we would specifically like to thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. If you guys would like to follow us on Twitch, you can follow us at the Sammy's and Beer on Twitch. We are also on YouTube as also the Sammy's and Beer. If you want to chat with me, I handle all of the Twitch stuff, and Thomas handles all of the YouTube stuff. So, it's been another fantastic episode. We talked about sidekicks. We talked about the USA beating the fucking pants off of Canada in hockey. And we talked a little bit about TikTok. So, Thomas, any final words before we say adios?
Don't buy it. Sucks. Aliens are real. They live in an egg.
I don't recommend buying any of, unless you're going vodka or tequila, like in the high noons, I don't recommend any of the whiskey or rum style mixed drinks. They're just like the Crown one, absolutely horrible.
Mm.
You're better off just buying a bottle of Crown and a bottle of Coke. So, all right. Well, we appreciate y'all so much. We will see you back next Wednesday, better than ever, with another episode of the Sammy's a Beer podcast.